Hi friends, it's Mrs. Hull. I'm your visual art teacher. We're going to start a new lesson today that's focused on 3 different elements of art. They are line, shape, and color. Color being the most important. There are 3 primary colors. Some of you may know those colors. And there are 3 secondary colors. We are going to use those primary colors to mix together to make our secondary colors. So go ahead, watch the next clip, gather your materials, and turn on your creativity caps, and let's get creative. Alright friends, you're going to need a sheet of paper, a Sharpie or a black marker, and something that is circular. So I'm using tape. This is a roll of tape. I'm also going to need crayons. You could use colored pencils, markers, whatever you have. On your paper, you're going to write the infamous name and class code. Your class code is the first initial of your teacher's name and the letter of your grade. So here's some examples of what your class codes could be. Flip your paper over and take your object that's circular, and you're going to use your marker to trace around that object. Then you're going to place another circle on top of it so that they overlap. That means that one goes on top of the other, and they create this kind of intersection, this funky kind of almost oval shape when they cross over. So I'm just going to keep going and overlap my circles. I'm overlapping at least 2 circles. That last one I did 3. So I'm putting anywhere from 6 to 8 circles that overlap. Your circle can go off your page a little bit. So that's what it looks like once I've got all of my circles overlapped. So there are 3 primary colors. They are red, yellow, and blue. They're called primary because you cannot mix other colors to make them. So you're going to need to find those 3 colors, your primary colors, your red, yellow, and blue, while we color in our circles. When we're coloring in our circles, we are only going to color in parts of the circle that do not overlap. So I'm using my blue crayon to outline the part of the circle that I'm going to color in. And again, it's this part of the circle that is not crossing another circle. So I'm leaving all of those shapes open that do cross with other circles. And there's a reason for that that we'll find out about later. So I use the technique of coloring in with crayons where I outline the shape I want to color first. That lets my brain know that's where I'm only going to put my color, and it helps me stay inside the lines and creates kind of a cool effect. So the next shape I'm going to color again is the part of the circle that is not crossing over another circle. So I'm leaving those kind of oblong shapes in the center white for now. I'm using all of my 3 primary colors. I want to make sure that all of my colors are not next to the same color. So I'm not going to put a blue circle next to a blue circle. I'm using a different color to put next to it because in just a little bit we're going to mix our primary colors to make our secondary colors. And if we have 2 of the same color, it's going to make the same color. It's not going to make a new color. So you want to make sure you have a different primary color next to each other. So I'm going to go through and just fill in all of my circles using primary colors and only filling in the parts of the circle that do not intersect. If it intersects another circle, I'm going to leave that shape white for now. two primary colors, you get these secondary colors. They are purple, orange, and green. So here's a sheet that shows you the secondary colors that you get when you mix those two primary. Yellow and red make orange, blue and yellow make green, and red and blue make purple. So go ahead and find your secondary color crayons, and we're going to do a little color math. So when you have two circles, one red, one yellow, where those two circles cross, you're going to put their secondary color. So we know that red and yellow make orange, so where my red and yellow circles intersect and overlap, I'm going to fill that space in with the color orange. And I have another circle that overlaps red and yellow down here at the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and add that color, not in the center because that's the intersection of all three primary colors, but right here where the red and the yellow circle overlap, that's where I'm going to add that orange. I'm going to add in the secondary colors for all of my intersections of my circle. So the next one I have is yellow and blue. And I have three different areas where yellow and blue intersect. We know that yellow and blue makes green, so here I am filling in that intersection with my green crayon. Again, I'm using the technique where I'm outlining the shape first, because that helps my brain know A, where to put the color, it helps me stay inside the lines, and it creates kind of an interesting effect once it's all colored in. So you do a darker outline of the shape first, and then you use a lighter pressure to fill in the center of your shape. And that's going to create a really nice and neat coloring effect. The last color equation I need to fill in on my sheet is purple. So purple happens when you mix red and blue. So I have those last three little shapes left to fill in, but again, down there at the bottom, I'm not going to fill that in, but up here at the top, red and blue is going to make my purple. So again, I'm outlining my shape. It tells my brain where that color needs to live, outlining it in a darker pressure, filling it in with a lighter pressure. Here is one of my last sections, filling in red and blue. And the last section down here at the bottom is the color combination of all three primary colors. When you mix red, yellow, and blue in the correct amounts, you should get gray. So I filled that last section in with gray. I hope you guys had fun learning about color theory and primary and secondary colors with me. I'll see you guys in another video.